Hello everyone and welcome back to Wicked Reading. Today I will be reading The Rat, requested by the author, SwordOfLands. The illegal dumping of chemical waste inadvertently affected a town's water supply, causing extreme contamination and toxicity to both humans and wildlife. Controversy and public outcry ensued as a result, with many deeming it as a conspiracy in order to cut costs and save a quick buck. This was never truly confirmed as town officials worked to keep it under wraps. Rumors and speculation continued to run rampant until panic began to overcome it, as no fresh water was available, instead being replaced by toxic sludge. Town officials didn't sign off on evacuation, trying to placate the public with the notion that everything was under control and that there was nothing to worry about. For a while, people either had to ration their remaining drinking water or rely on care packages which contained water bottles from neighboring communities. They couldn't take showers or wash their clothes. With the chaos on the surface, disturbing and devastating deformities were found in the town's rat population, who inhabited the sewers beneath everyone's feet. By a team of environmental scientists led by Sebastian Gale and Ruth Adams. The rats' bodies were contorted into unnatural shapes and sizes. Some grew grotesque tumors and extra appendages, and others fused together into amorphous blobs. While nearly all of the rats were unable to withstand their mutations and died out, one managed to survive and escape the sewers. This initial form was grotesque, with exposed muscle, tissue, and inner organs, no fur to speak of, and bulging eyes. It was constantly in pain and agony due to its mutations and was quite mindless. Outside, the rats scampered around, leaving blood trails and wailing up at the sky. Each movement, no matter how small, sent jolts of excruciating torture down its entire body. The cold wind blew against it like snow battering a house in the dead of winter. Phone calls began rolling in from terrified individuals who witnessed the disgusting monstrosity, rummaging through their trash cans and trying to get into their houses. When the police showed up, they were horrified at what they saw. Not knowing what else to do, they tried to shoot it. The rat shrieked until it fell to the ground, riddled with bullets. Reluctantly, the police approached it, but were frozen in fear when the creature started getting back up. They saw the bullets they fired slide out of the tissue, the affected areas fixing and reattaching itself as the bullets dropped. No matter how many times they shot it, the same thing would always happen. When the rat scampered away towards the forest, the police followed it. They lost sight of it for a while, the blood trail coming to a stop. One of them, Officer Woodard, came to a clearing and witnessed the creature on the ground, convulsing and shaking, howling and screaming. It began to extend rapidly, everything from its head, eyeballs, limbs, and tail, though it was still covered in muscle tissue. The rat went silent, laying on the ground, appearing like a big slab of meat hanging on a hook at a butcher's shop. After a few moments, the police began approaching it again. None of them wanted to, but they had to make sure it was dead somehow. They shot it. Nothing. It was only when they turned their backs again, for only a brief moment, that they heard the impact of their bullets falling to the ground. Swiveling back around, the creature stood before them, a being of flesh and muscle that only half resembled the tiny little sewer rat it once was. With the police officers' horrific deaths discovered the next day, more and more sightings of the rat came to light, many of them actively witnessing the creature's continued mutations. It grew back its fur, and its features stabilized into a gangly, mutated rat creature. Wherever it went, mayhem and disarray have followed. When surviving victims of its attack started contracting diseases such as rabies, tularemia, and rat bite fever, common rat-borne ailments, it was found that the chemicals the rat was exposed to elevated these pathogens tenfold. This contributed to major outbreaks of these diseases that were much more devastating than normal. No matter what people tried, the rat would always resist. Sebastian and Ruth also made it clear that it would continue to evolve so long as the outside world continues to try to harm it. It was practically invincible. They convinced the town officials to let everyone evacuate, which was further assisted by the governor and state police. Only healthy individuals were allowed to leave, with risk-level individuals forced to stay in order to avoid contamination of neighboring communities. The news of the rat, a mutated creature born from pure human irresponsibility, made headlines everywhere. Once every healthy person was evacuated, the town was effectively sealed off and abandoned. Nothing was able to kill the rat, so it was left to fend for itself within the newly formed confines of the disease and blood-ridden town. The risk-level individuals tried to take matters into their own hands, but failed. Soon enough, it was only the rat who remained, trapped behind walls crafted by an unapologetic mankind.